You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
National Revenue Authority, Public Affairs and Tax Education Unit, Public Notice. The National Revenue Authority wishes to inform the public that deadlines for filing pay-as-you-earn 10.5% and withholding 6.5% tax returns and payments for any liability for January are due on or before 15th January 2026. Please note that filing returns and payment of related taxes should be done through the Integrated Tax Administration System, ITAS portal. Penalties and interest will be charged for non-filing and non-payment of taxes on due dates by order of the Commissioner General, Public Affairs and Tax Education Unit. Rensis House, 5 Gloucester Street, Freetown. Call 080-839-839. Website www.nra.gov.sl. National Revenue Authority, Public Affairs and Tax Education Unit, Public Notice. The National Revenue Authority wishes to inform the public that deadlines for filing Goods and Services Tax, GST, 15% tax returns and payments for any liability for January are due on or before 30th of January 2026. Please note that filing returns and payments of related taxes should be done through the Integrated Tax Administration System, ITAS portal. Penalties and interest will be charged for non-filing and non-payment of taxes on due dates by order of the Commissioner General, Public Affairs and Tax Education Unit, Rensis House, 5 Gloucester Street. Call 080-839-839. Website www.nra.gov.sl.
live from YouTube and also on our website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Monday morning. My name is Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 2nd day of February 2026. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we can continue for look at the constitutional amendments where they go on now as these documents in a parliament. But today we decide for look at the clause we get for do with the proposed threshold where they for others for be presidents of the country, where the proposal they say the person for don't get 50 plus 1% and save 20% of the district votes them. Well, we can analyze these figures, the possibilities of the political parties that we can contest for get a presidential candidate for win that particular proposal day. All of that you're going to inside this edition of the Breakfast Show.
Well, plenty people know to understand the mathematics when they say 50 plus 1. So today we'll try for just take that aspect there, now the constitutional amendment, and bring in people who are experts for analyze how the math get for work. What are the calculation we then get for use for meet this threshold here? So we now the threshold for let the policy where they contest presidential elections win this particular election. And what are some of the issues that we don't they come up as the people them, some party people that will be the party tripartite say not to this then be agree for during that particular agreement day. Well, now this so they can discuss inside the Breakfast Show this morning. You say for the watch, we go get the opportunity for join with, send we your message, send your comments on the number +232 74200 545.
All right, we will continue with the Breakfast Show, but before we can look at the topic of the day, we get for do with analyzing the proposed threshold for presidential candidates. Let we quickly look at one issue. Outside the Institute for Governance Reform, IGR don't pull one report where they show how salon people and think about the economic the country economy when the economic rebirth. The reports then say focus on 2 case study them based on the contracts and the Wellington Mashaka Toll Road. Let me just join Al Hassan Kuruma for reports on this.
The Wellington Mashaka Toll Road, now one contract where the former government been signed with CRSG and the present government been continue with the same contract. The contract now for make 62-kilometer road we been start inside 2016. Recently, inside May 2024, they been add the price for the toll, and we according to CRSG, where they been reports na Parliament for explain to the House, but waiting cause the increment of price na the toll gate. Where according to CRSG, then say now because of the dollar we go up, make the price for the toll gates go up. Where plenty controversy been there before governments through the Ministry of Work be introduced the new price formula for taxi, SUV, poda and heavy duty truck them. But Salon government done sign plenty contracts them over the past years them with some international organization them where they invest in Salon for boost the country economy and other infrastructural development. The Institute for Governance Reform, IGR, now one organization where they work around good governance and self-talk on policy them we get for do with the country economy and human capital development. The Institute of Governance Reform don't pull one report where they show say na $21 million then they raise from the Wellington Mashaka Toll Road every year, where the amount they estimate and for be $172 million where they don't collect for the past 9 years. And only $1 million they don't pay to government's revenue. And the total amount where they inside the contract, they undisclosed. And according to IGR, inside the report, then say the Sierra Leone Road Authority, SLRA, that acknowledge say they not be the conduct vehicle count since when they construct the toll road. As Salon government don't go into plenty contracts them, this BNTM. One we get for do with the Wellington Mashaka Toll Road and the Lunge Airport contract. This make the Institute for Governance Reform, IGR, been launched this report we get for do with them findings we then get for Seka the Wellington Mashaka Toll Road and the Lunge Airport. Where according to IGR, plenty mismanagement in on the day pan revenue generation by some of the contracts them where government don't make. Where he been the talk for sake of the Wellington Masheka Toll Road, the executive director for IGR and Lavali say both the past and present government not be made proper contract arrangements for the Wellington Masheka Toll Road.
15% to 25%. From the estimate, we just want to take the 20% in at the median. The toll road figures were $23 million now to get. So it's at the estimate. You can see the weekly total, the monthly total, and the annual total. Conservative, Mashaka Hastings, they get almost 10 million, 9.8 million. So where Mashaka, it's almost the same. And sometimes I'm actually baffled about this, but later I realized some.
And Lavali continue say, according to them findings, now just $1 million they don't receive for the toll, and plenty people don't know what's near the amount where the toll they make per year.
Those figures now $23 million now you get. So we wait that estimate. You can see the weekly total, the monthly total, and the annual total. Conservative, Mashaka, Hastings, they get almost 10 million, 9.8 million. So where Mashaka, it's almost the same. And sometimes I'm actually baffled about this, but later I realized some truck and
as a case study of the report focused on the Wellington Masheka and Lunge Airport, but waiting now the team them where IGR Fenot now the Lunge Airport contract. The Research and Policy Director for IGR, Professor Fredlin Mokomok Hale, explained.
You get ethical, you get public servants, you get people that within government, very ethical, very, we don't let it go on, and we want to see a change. We will need for be able for support, because you can get change from within and change from without, inside out. You also get some business people that they step back, they're responsible, and then say, not to let it go on, and then they want to see a change. So now I want to encourage me. We see say you get within business, within government, you get people that you can rely on as allies. We also not let it go on, and we have to be drivers for change. Second thing we see, right now, you get what we could call a machinery. You get institutional support when they legalize the losses when we see when you have public procurement. And we can see because it's so institutionalized, because it's inside the system, it's legal what they see. It means that it don't matter whether like APC or whether like SLPP take power. In order for change, when governments change, it irrespective of whose government they in power. So that's something else.
Professor Fredlin Mokomok Hale end up say, for fight against corruption, international actors themselves for involved with some international institutions them where they contribute to the massive revenue loss of the state. We make a recommend say, Salon for declare this as crime for public officer them where they make the state they lost plenty couple and some contracts them. For Liberty Online TV, Al Hassan Kumar the report.
All right, welcome back. This is the Breakfast Show where you watch live na Liberty Online TV. As we tell you earlier today, we can look at the presidential threshold with the new constitutional amendment they propose as this don't go through the pre-legislative committee, don't go through first reading, and any time from now, we expect Parliament for the second and third reading for amend the 1991 Constitution. Well, certain things then they inside this amendment where the government of Sierra Leone through the Attorney General in office, they propose one party things them that the 50+1 threshold for presidential election. We mean say anybody where ECSL get for declare a winner for the next elections, we supposed for be 2028, supposed for get 50+1. But what in exactly this mean? How ECSL go for work the mathematics for let each candidate reach this threshold? Now one thing way plenty people don't to understand. So today we bring in experts them at that particular area day for can do the breakdown and also analyze what in this mean if na a proper systems of elections for saloon democracy, you go know inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. You say for the watch we, send we your comments, send we your thoughts through the comment section at any of the platform there where you watch we this morning. You can as well send we your message on the number +23274 200 545. Well, for can do the maths and do the breakdown for we this morning at the studio, I want to welcome Ibrahim Yusuf Bellows Bangura, we na a lawyer and also a governance expert. Good morning, Ibrahim, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
All right, and also we get a former member of parliament. We don't serve na parliament and we understand the dynamics around elections, and we don't see the two systems of elections where the country don't the practice. We are the first past the post, we are the constituency-based election, and also the proportional representation, we then can call the PR systems of election, where the country being practiced inside 2023. Instead they with at the studio this morning, we are Honorable Muniro. Good morning, Honorable.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning to the viewers out there.
All right, we will start the conversation and we will come to the governance expert and the lawyer, when Ibrahim Yusuf Bangura. I want to say Bellows because of the popular name than the way people let know for him. But for the purpose of this conversation, we go say Ibrahim Yusuf Bangura. Let me go straight to the conversation. 50+1. What does this mean? We'll talk about elections.
So I think let's start from Musa we did now. Where we are for person for be president, forget 55% of the total votes cast. Another system there we don't operate. Some other countries, based on their own dynamics, can do either 51% or then do 50+1. When you say 50+1, it is 50% of the total votes cast, meaning say you'd already get half. Then that after you add 1 pant up, because the idea there is if you don't get half of the votes, anything you put pant up now, you don't pass the other person. So that's the idea behind the 50+1. Where you say 50+1, now 50% of total votes cast plus a singular vote. So half of the country plus Khadija in your 1 vote. You don't get that person there in simple majority for saying that in win the presidential elections.
So from your perspective as governance experts, let me just look back first to 55%, how it been done the work so far. Because like you say, if something not broke, not fix them. You think say that 55% over the years, don't they work well for Salon?
Whether I don't they work well, then on one side of the conversation. The other side of the conversation, actually, where I think we need for focus on is why the 55% be exist. The arguments then where people then get against and say it's a high threshold. They can we go run off, this, na money for run off. But here's our reality. Mickey always tell people and say, you know, when it comes to Salon, we get for accept certain truths. We are a divided and a polarized country. Not mean so for take them, they will see them as bad or we turn them to bad. It is the reality. Just like we person decide for be party with person, I want be party with, I want be party with. Other person something we person believe in and then they believe in. Meaning to say, the drafters of the 1991 Constitution, we then sit down, they look, then say this country, the way we're in politics day, in politics regional, the 2 largest political parties, person can argue all he wants, but they are built around ethno-regional lines. If we cannot change that, what thing we need for do for ensure say we not get a country wherein now one part of the country no more feel like I said and get government, or now one part of the country you need for talk to, let we make them 55%. So meaning say, if you take the country, you shape a middle, the up, you give one party, the down, you give other party, north and south divide. It means say down in a 50% already. If you want for win election, you get for cross, go inside your company in your own territory and go find votes then day. Where I think say now the beauty of this system where we don't get. It means say no party, no decidum, it fence inside compound no more and gets in votes. Where for me, that is the danger that this new system introduces. Because if you say 50%, split them. Who sabi how they vote in this country? We know the districts that win a swing, but we know the districts that we solidly lock behind the political party, no matter what you do. other party not able to penetrate. If we reduce her now to that 50, it means we just solidify that divide and say you no need for cross go over. So me think say there was nothing wrong with that 55% threshold. Yes, nobody in first inning not ever gets that 55%. So we can do for go second term. Now they see people and they cross that one day. But I have never felt that it is a problem. Me feel say the solution to that day, lay political parties there work harder over and beyond, try forget stronghold. Now the opposition or the other party in area, and then you'll be fine.
All right, now come to Honorable Moniro. We look at the tripartite recommendation where the government put inside this constitutional amendment where they before Parliament now. The recommendation of the tripartite, they say 50 plus 1 and plus 25% in 8 districts. But waiting there now in Parliament now 50. Waiting in a Parliament now simple majority plus 20% vote in 11 districts. This don't bring disagreements between the two parties that will go into this bargain na the tripartite. Firstly, the numbers we're missing with waiting they agree and waiting on a Parliament. How you see this from a political lens because you're a politician?
Yes, the thing here now that the first thing, lay the viewers they know say an agreement was done, because most of the time the argument where they go now that we are not consulted, we are not informed, consultations we are not done. But on that premise where you don't show say yes, an agreement was done to the tripartite system and recommendation 53 make them say 50 plus 1, and meaning a conjunction they use 25% of vote in half of the districts of the country. And when you say half, it's something like 8/16 because of 16 we get now. But having done the consultation after that recommendation day, because we all see the AG and in team, they go district by district for see how they go engage the people more and get more information of how to go about anything there. And one thing will come out clearly now the fact that, okay, this 25% too high. So if we don't say 50 plus 1, let's reduce it now to something like 20%. So if you see the 20% at the amendment bill we already did before Parliament, now upon that grounds they then bring and come for reduce them from 25 to that of 20. Because just like the argument way my brother did try for say, we don't see this country usai, we don't be divided into political lines. But on no occasion one party not ever win just with your stronghold. You need the support from another part so that you will get the total will not be the 55% where we need. And now I make them say, okay, if that is the case, let's see how you can be a president and your presence is being felt in almost half of the districts within the country. So now that give the bat of this 20% plus the 50 plus 1 when at the simple majority what we talk about here this morning.
So from a second perspective, the 55% we already exists now the constitution, nothing we been fine for salon.
Well, from the first angle now be the practice, but that don't mean say we not subjected to a change, because one thing we almost can be sacrosanct the fact that anything we constant they lead to extinction, because now change they make modernity they come in, and change they make plenty development in the coming. So the issue here now that yes, we are practicing 55%, but we don't see who said this 55% don't take we most of the time not true enough. And if that is the case, let's see how we will implement another one and see how we will begin put then enough issue there out and move on the country forward.
A person will be done in a parliament before, and una the politician they working fit for them vote here. Explain the possibilities of them political parties they are going into elections, getting the 50 plus 1, then the addition to that particular clause where they ask for the presidential candidates for get votes in all the regions. The possibilities.
The possibility is very great, because one thing where they try for say, me and you know say, we don't get political party there, we only they feel their existence within the Freetown municipality. The moment you cross Waterloo, they are not political parties. And this system they try for say, if you are a political party, you need to be felt around the country, because you know we can become a president for Western area alone. We want for say a president where in present is felt Like for instance, if you take the history of Shaka Stephen, it will tell you say I am a Limba man by my wife, I am a Mende man by my mother. So you see the national unity way be the bring come based on an association to different quarters. So now that one scene, I make at least as a presidential candidate, you go find yourself so funny for you able to get at least 20%. Now a whole district will get 100%. Just remember 100% now the total percent. So as a presidential candidate where they come in as a president, you're not able to get 20%. It tells you have a more assignment to do and you get for conquer more terrain for able to get what we call inclusive government, because the spirit behind this now what we call inclusivity. And the inclusivity Nayana for C say yes, you are a president being felt by the people all around the country.
Honorable, are you saying this simple majority where the bill they propose with 20%, now at least 11 districts, they break this pattern of stronghold where some political party then they feel say now me get the southeast, the other they feel say now me get the northwest region?
Now then they exactly this thing they try for push, because the question here is how could you be felt in other areas? You don't grab, for instance, the moment you talk about geographical setting, the old people Congress go always say now we get northwest. Other people go say now we get southeast. But southeast alone cannot give you the percentage you need. In 2018, for instance, we tried for hit southeast and we needed western area, and our target was at least 21%, though at the end of the day we got 35%. So that nine they tell you say with your stronghold you need other terrain for able to get you compiled result we will take you for be a president of this country.
The kind regional divide with the Sierra Leone currently as we talk, is it possible for let party then cross over?
Well, that brings in the hospitality now, because since there's a regional divide as purported, waiting we need for do now for CC, we break that line of regional divide, because as an SLPP, we want to see Usai, though Kerina and Falaba, we are not divided in our favor, but we come in there to see how we could conquer. Like today, we get Honorable Bill Oso, we get Honorable Jabi, all from Falaba, because SLPP, they try to see how their presence could be felt right in the heart of the north and other areas. If you cannot put local, you see SLPP get members of parliament there. With an exception of Bombali, for instance, who say we not get any member of parliament. But you see say in every district, at least one don't come. Now that one see all other political party for you get, because at the end of the day, that is what, if you go to Bo Council now, you see APCs within the council where they tell you, say, yes, people who have voted for APC within this municipality get somebody who they represent them.
Honorable, how about the president taking this to advantage? Because the president now no more gets the right for create new districts with the advice of the finance minister and the chief electoral commissioner. So if the presidency in winning tie down to districts, you don't think say go take us at your advantage for create new districts and make them very difficult for the opposition?
Well, like Naimeko will say new district, we are not talking about the entire. They're not saying you say get 20% in all.
At least 11.
Fine. So that tells you
so
you still out of 16 will get
districts. Now a place where it feels say is popular or na in party in stronghold. For example, like the Minister of Local Government, they talk about creating more districts na Pujon and Moyamba, Panguma. Everybody knows that the SLPP then stronghold than they. So if you create more districts there, it puts the SLPP or the person they contest under the SLPP at an advantage.
I'm glad the way you say it feels say, because now that same feeling will be the get when Falaba and Kerina be created. Will be the take and say, this district away they don't can create now Falaba and Kerina, it go for disadvantage. But what we'll do, we look at it and say, okay, you know what? Let's share this belief, let's share this faith out. Let we go and see how we go deploy with mentality. So you see that Umar Parantara, the current Secretary General for SLPP, now be a honorable member of parliament, but you go with him, you go station in entire campaign machine in a Falaba, and at the end of the day, we see what we get from Falaba. Now that one see political party they involved in. So if you look at, for instance, Moyamba, plenty people they know say Moyamba, people they just focus on but Moyamba na swing state. Because you look at the entire Shenge going down, that place has dominantly been an APC terrain. Even if you look at Teyama, where people they call SLPP terrain, you look at the influence of APC where they dynamic that, because these are the borderline areas. So it tell you say yes, if you could influence. Look at what Anes was doing in Kailang. we all seen at this country side Tambasam lost election right inside Kailaon. So that don't tell you see all a political party needs to do is to put up your strategies better and see how you go conquer terrain to a yes you believe say they are possible to be conquered and bring them under your purview and win an election with that.
Now bring in Bellows, the governance experts. You know, Honorable Munero in arguments in the area of putting the president at an advantage, especially when I get the right for create new districts to the advice of the Minister of Local Governments, the Minister of Finance, and also the Chief Electoral Commissioner. But in belief say that's not a possibility.
So I will circle to that, but just for response to a few things we say. The honorable members mentioned say the tripartite is an agreement. I'm happy that as somebody we don't do in a parliament since a be small law, you know, say we agreement, it's essentially a contract. So in any event, I think say first and foremost, the fact that a conversation now they arise say, but we go talk, we agree, we sign. One person commodity, you go decide say in they do other thing, it's a problem. What should have happened invariably is either at that agreement stage, they agree saying that this way they go, or if the government go round in their consultations, as they say them go round, and the feedback is that no, this still don't go agree, it's not correct to the people that don't want them, you would come back to you and the person who sound a tie. Loan can lose, loan a tie back, different thing. That is one. Two, he mentioned something about we don't try this system, if I now will get a change. America's constitution is 238 years old. They only don't amend them 27 times. So for me, you know, as a lawyer, I can always worry a little bit where essentially people feel, say, the easy way around now, if something small bottleneck they now for discard the law, either broke the law or change the law. I don't think that is the answer. I don't think that's the solution. For constitution, now baby constitution will get so. For constitution, we sit on a big past several years. As if you answer me now will power. But the reality is this our constitution is still young. And me fundamentally believe say the law not to get the problem. It is how we don't interpret and implement the laws them. But also the issue of inclusivity we say. The honorable member it go tell you say the reality, and I always say this, say it is fine for a democracy that will get small party there, but a duopoly now get, not a monopoly, then two party there. Now then no more, don't go to that state house there from independence. And the reality is, it's going to take a lot for the displace them party then there because they're ingrained and get strong support base. So, if honorable they say, oh, this new system go be inclusive and it go fine for the smaller parties them, but even when they say the PR we then carry it in 2023, we had the same thing about the smaller parties. Where are the smaller parties today? Our reality is then smaller parties there, as long as we set certain thresholds, they're not get for able to meet them. But also, let us understand that formation of political party not to just forgo state house. Political party then they form for different reasons. You get people that with something, then are environmentalists, then care about the environment. How people when they go and dirty the streets, they can form a political party for that because they want then they be part of the conversation. But finally, before I come to your question, I'm glad the way the honorable mentioned Karina and Falaba. By own very arguments, it don't say the system we been day or we day in place in 2018. Now it ensure say they able penetrate inside the stronghold. So if that system they work, as is proof by arguments, say they able pull seats na Karine and Falaba, why we want for change them? What is wrong? Because apparently the system they work. This 55% system penalty is still allow the SLPP for penetrate that side. But finally, to your question, the maths is simple. Yes, and go say na swing, na this and all of that. But we know say fundamentally, the swing districts in this country has always been Cambia and Kono. Not to say other parties are not going to make inroads, or sometimes, you know go get that fluke, or the candidates, the presidential candidate so popular that people in a certain region believe, say, okay, low vote for her. But traditionally, you get Usai with districts, then they vote. So, again, and I think I make this argument the other day on social media. Say now they look at 16. What you say half, nah, it's 8 or whatever it is. When you add in your stronghold, it means you're going to have more numbers in your stronghold where they affect the mathematics. So you can do the same. You can take close, say, okay, you don't get the instance now of Panguma and Bandajuma. It sits down south. If we sit down and we check Amos district, go they down south already, you realize, say, it is an easier margin. So, for instance, let me tell you, as Mina SLPP, there are 2 additional districts coming up in my region. I'd be very happy. You know why? Because when you check the numbers, it means, say, invariably, if you able infiltrate, or not even infiltrate, say SLPP get 35% na Freetown. So Western urban, Western rural, INSEF, then don't get them 20%, then don't cross. It means, now if you need for work hard na Falaba again, then can just take Putloko, then cut, then get 20% there. If the SLPP does not need to campaign in Tonkolili, it does not need to campaign in Karine, it does not need to campaign in Bombali, it can get 0, 0, 0, 0, and they are still fine. That is what the mathematics does.
From the look of things and the analysis we just done, could it be that the drafters of these proposed amendments are the Constitution? Now, for political gains, then they introduce this, or now the regional balance where they don't talk about?
So, as a lawyer, I cannot sit down and begin to make allegations. But here is what I will say. Honorable member don't point out, say, this na for lady system work better. So that might be the case. No good and dandy. For argument's sake, say that is the case. It is the interest of the country, the politics and all thing. But here is where we are. We are operating in a very low trust environment. Where they talk just now, they talk about Karine and Falaba, say, you know, not being believed, say, now we interest in creating, but people then go sit down there look.
Start about 50+1. Now we hear about Bandajuma and Panguma.
Well, to be honest, Bandajuma and Panguma, they're not they talking for a while, including this division of Freetown. But the reality is, you know, Freetown, when I all man in the capital city, you're so passionate about time, and you get to mayor away, you know, they sleep. So everybody focus on that day. And the conversation about Bandajuma and Panguma, take the back seat. But I don't believe, say, don't they off the table. I stand to be corrected. I want for believe, say, the government, say, then get the reasons, the maths, then don't do everything. And for the same reason, and President Kumain been don't say A, B, C, and D. No, pack down there, all to the side. At the end of the day, where we are, we believe in order in this country. The SLPP not believe APC. APC not believe SLPP. The people not believe the political class. Civil society not believe the political class. The political class not believe civil society. No matter what in person try for do right now, you go always get suspicions about them. That is why it is important for you sit down and get a thoroughly consultative process. If we now we almost we fall. We not believe ourselves. We ready for talk. If me honorable sit down more don't talk, who na kind say can say na this one I don't decide. I go say, how na decide this? But if we sit down so we fall. Look me, I look you. You talk you, me talking you, you talking you. We able come to an agreement. That is how we move forward.
But the consultation go on. The AG, according to it meets over how many thousand consultation from the late Peter Tucker White paper, from the late Justice Cowan, and INSEF engage and do consultation. Even civil society organization then do consultation, put a report. Now, based on all of that, it take what it can go so na parliament.
I'm glad the way you say according to it. So the AG said they don't do them consultation. But on this consultation, you go here, PC the say, hey, who not been there, they not care we go. And the consultation, this same consultation, you go see civil society, then pull their own statement. I believe, say, one way in Mingonada and a Brookfield Hotel. Civil society pull their statement. We're different from waiting the AG and government they say. But you go see also another faction of civil society, then self pull say, oh no, who self do consultation, we agree. For me, it come back to waiting at the say. where we are operating in such a low trust environment, consultation not to tell for if I do, I would have thought where the AG sit down, he look, he say, because I'm sure the AG understands the dynamics of how polarized, divided, and how low trust the system they right now. Any consultation where they happen, you dey sit down, you dey look across the piece. So sabi we safe. Say, okay, this is aligned to this political party, this is aligned. This now then civil society, we then not get believing. All day enough, then for day for set confusion, say government they lie. Una all come. Una ka logo, low sit down. And then the fourth estate is there. How many events not they way Liberty Online TV they carry around the country? With media, other media houses then they carry. You would think, let all man see. So when you sit down, you also you sit down any part of the country, they say, where then go to Nkolili. Now this then say, then agree. The people they overwhelmingly agree. Where then go Pujang. It is the only way we they get past this problem. If not for that, we'll continue for they get suspicions.
So Ibrahim, from your view, you believe, say, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in office not do much in terms of consultation, especially engaging the political party when they then go into disagreements. Now then talk, now they agree on waiting suppose for the new amendments them. The AG in office not do much in terms of consultation?
I believe therefore able to do more. That is the point. You know, the minimum threshold not apply any longer. I get party the week you always tease me, say, why we a Canadian platform there? All day na relationship and man and woman business I give as example. I say because it's simple for everybody to understand. If you and your partner on a day, you catch him, it cheats. That be living. It done. That one now for say is so you have two options. It's either you left that relationship, but if you decide for say they work on this relationship, it cannot be that situation again where they ask you, say, Honorable, who say you dey? You say, oh, I didn't party office, the talk left so. Because they don't get out. Say, but now this same party office, they say they don't go here, then don't call name for it, then don't catch you to other woman. What you say now, you didn't party office, so until you get for send location, you get for take picture, you send them, you get for call the noise, so until you pass the phone to honorable parent, say, yeah, there, me where for and tell you I do. That is where we have. Things have happened, way not disconnected from the political system over the years, 2023 elections, where we dey at a place where that simple threshold now of the Canada AG in office, then sit down, then talk, it is not going to work. The AG now has that responsibility of for take the onus for go over and beyond so that anybody will get doubts. Call and say this or that girlfriend or that spouse will not believe me again because you don't catch me per woman business. It go able gets that believing. You have to rebuild the trust. You have to.
So this 50+1 still not go fix the problem?
Of course not. Not all laws they may not believe Khadija. And it's interesting that sorry, Mabel. It's interesting that as a lawyer, I go say me not believe saying that the law for legislating and they fix the problem. No, the law not to the problem. It is how we don't they interpret the laws and it is what the politicians have been doing. This 55% using honorable example. Let we even say, for argument's sake, say, okay, the APC then feels say they're not going to meet this threshold. By his very argument, the SLPP go able meet them. By his very argument, the APC go able meet them. If they flip Moyambai, don't call Moyambai, don't call areas them. So it is about doing what is necessary. This for reduce the threshold. And what happens? If we put this 50% plus one, nobody able meet up. Because again, let us keep in mind that most elections, as far as Mickey remember, I stand to be corrected, I'm quite young, but even that first round runoff, I not think a member political party don't get 50. It's always 48, 40 something. I stand to be corrected. So what happens if we test this system? We see say back nobody able meter. Would they reduce her? Where as a matter of fact, then the honorable team modern days here and make that comment say people in the Senate 50+1. We go run on the assumption because we are a simple majority in other country, now 50% plus one on a 51%. But you have people again come to the low trust environment where believe say the simple majority where the AG mean. It means say if you get 30% of the vote, you might think, but no, it not go be so. They're not go do under with it. But this is what happens with us nowadays. If you and person don't go, una don't tie, una don't sign. You go na corner, you go lose weight, una don't tie. You go do what you they do. That person don't understand what you do.
Now we bring in Honorable Muniru. Firstly, the voting they inside the agreement on the tripartite now 50+1 with at least 8 districts, but waiting on a parliament now they talk about simple majority, and we make people like Bellows believe say the politics of mistrust then a salon that move they force by the government not for care waiting then agree now the tripartite go na parliament. How you can interpret that move there?
Yes, like this salon, one thing we're very clear, we can always say Sierra Leone is a small country. We all don't see we get over 12 political parties. This country, we see other political parties that they come and say the tripartite now only APC and the government. In fact, some argument they say not to SLPP because it was the government and APC. It was later on where some people begin brand and saying that the SLPP led government and the APC. So after that tripartite agreement, we get political party that we put position papers and other thing them. We begin tell we say, you know what? This agreement, we are not factored, we are not considered. So like what I say, the AG in consultation, we get them people here all for consider. At the end of the day, like when my brother say, if we had got an agreement on something, what led to the changes? And one of the reason or spirits behind them changes there, and as a result of other political party them, when a smaller parties them, we by definition begin look at and say, if we don't go say 25, that could be difficult for us. And like what I say, it's about the sincerity and honesty in this thing. Now, for instance, looking at the current geographical setting, we know say we get 7 districts in the southeast, we get 7 in the north. Now, if you are to go by the agreement as slated in the tripartite, it tells you all APC or SLPP we need is just like either the rural or the urban. Then you get your 8. And that makes it so simple. Because if you go take your entire north, when a 7 district, you can't just take west and rural. You don't get 8. It becomes easier. And the danger in making a law, now for you know, see another person just grab it and make her at an advantage. But at the end of the day, if they don't hasten now, for instance, to 12 or 11, they don't tell you, say, yes, I have 7 in my domain. I still need an intervention of other areas within my opponent in domain for able bring come in. And waiting you need something like waiting 4 more for able bring come in. But if it did like I be the law assume say that the 8 way and say I don't just make it clear 7 everybody get Bobon to Moyamba Pujong, Kenema Kono Kailau. There you go na the north as well, na the same 7. So then they make it easy for even one party for just take Western area, Adam again 25%, you know win. And the other thing where me brother rightly say, I don't listen this argument from different quarters where they say the aim of political party now for just influence. That is never the case unless Magbele File and Joedi Ali not be give me a better principle where they do government and history na me senior secondary school level. Because one thing where they be tell me in them principles and that of the essential of government, then me make them very clear say pressure group na just they come for influence either the agricultural sector or whatever, but political party in your primary focus now for win an election. So why the young people they say political parties are not coming to win an election? I found that argument contrary to waiting them be teach me during my school days. So that day we need for read around that for no say yes, every political party in primary function now for win an election and form a government. Not to pressure group. Pressure group, they come for influence the decision of government to a particular set, a particular faction, and get you ambition completed. And the next thing we me brother say we are very pleased with now the aspect of what sincerity and trust. All of them think they all they argue around so boils around distrust.
So you believe say that distrust bring all of these issues we get for do with the amendments them where the AG they propose, especially they all talk about the simple majority.
The distrust what they say now the area outside just because na SLPP they do them, APC go get doubt in them. If na APC they do them, SLPP go get doubt in them. Just like what I say, the advent of Falaba and Kerina was something a nightmare to us because it was APC doing it. When ANES proposed the constitutional amendment where part of their recommendation and they don't come into this review where they happen. So now we were frowning at it. We all know how we all are left and right by then. Honorable late Ambassador will be the way they say after you na Gbagbo na you. All the issues then they be the come up. Because, like I said, anybody with the opposition, he always raise them question there. But the crux of the entire thing, like women, whether they say they state the argument, now the fact that political parties has a duty and responsibility to be felt around the country. And every party, for instance, would they expect, say, you desire now for see how you not just win for a particular tribe or particular region, but you win within the entire country, because you want to see how when it comes to distribution of development fund, you not get limits, because you know say you get people in another area there. We see in the last government who say Kenema be the cry every time when they say budget, say they're not good with budget because of XYZ. Why? Because Kenema was purported to be an SLPP stronghold state. Kandi now no one see. So the spirit behind this 50+1 and the 20% and at least 11 districts now for coil that damage way go be easily arising with regards to like what I say 7-7 one man just can't catch Western area again 20%, 25% the other is say Namina the next president, and when that happens it becomes trouble for us and nobody wants to see that in any way.
How this go work na a country who say both parties they not trust themselves?
Well, now the trust will try for bill. Like what I say, it all boils around where we begin for things say Sierra Leone is ours, and we begin for things say whatever we do is for Sierra Leone. Some of we can always talk and say we not get no side for go na salon we day and a salon we want for day, because we don't get the propensity for the closer to power, be it APC or SLPP. So what we want see now how one we begin for build the trust, because the trust not only they go distrust not only they go between parties to parties, also they go between the citizens and that of what the politicians, because the citizens then go come when they get problem, a politician they solve them. But at the same time, anything will happen. Like if you look at the character movement of we the politician them, you see say now by the dictate of the citizens the world will they go. For instance, if my brother is elected a minister, within the first 5 years, if you not send him one time Pikin self na Guinea, then that ministership they left within the city, then go say, look, and I be minister. So in Pikin self, you not send na Guinea. So that thought alone around that minister, they don't begin to say, yes, you know what, I need to move this level. And low assume say like we money who can take keke now, take bike. Some people look and I be honorable, so you not go no side if you don't begin to take keke and bike. That perception they make some people when they get the opportunity they then go and misuse them and get something done in the wrong way. So this percentage setup is not geared towards a one party interest, but it gears towards a national interest, just because I don't say we want for see how they envisage the danger where one party go say I'm a stronghold this with 7 districts. I just need Western area or Western urban or rural. But I don't get me 25 and add I am home and dry. But with the 11, you get more work for go and hit into your opponent in district and see how you will get an extra 4 for can add into your own for form the government.
Because that politics of distrust they make I ask you earlier, how is it possible for let una the political party they're able for crisscross the districts and say you want for enter inside somebody in stronghold where the people and the regionally then just know say this na then your party? How is it possible?
Well, that boils around what we call campaign, because campaign is taking your message. Like if you listen, most of the arguments what they giving yesterday were in AYV way Reverend they make the analysis say SLPP they do this because they believe say they get the propensity for win election with this kind of a law. That tells you SLPP has over the years breaking new grounds. We don't try to see how we go use we mantra we na one country one people, and not only subject it to the southeast but also drill it down to the northwest and that of the western area.
So now because the SLPP feels say they're able for win elections with this kind of proposed law, make the SLPP they push for them?
No, not because SLPP feel. I just like lay the platform for say if SLPP can do it. Now what I say
over the
SLPP
years,
can do it.
SLPP don't able for break new grounds, which means the SLPP confident now say they're even able for win seats. Now places them where other parties like the APC feel say now they stronghold.
Because we developmental trajectory not only subjected to one side. When it comes to what we offer for this country, for instance, we all see if I don't go take that new airport to go build an abo as the Buanka Utana Mama. But no, we say let maintain na Potloko. Why? Because once here we will grab the support of Potloko. We for don't say Berry Bridge will not go Bilam because we meet the old one, let maintain the old one. But we said no, we need to connect the north properly with Berry Bridge. Most of it, for don't say we need to do Mabam Bridge because Mabam Bridge is in Potloko in the end of the western rural part. But we said no. You know what? Let's get these things created so that we they use them grounds there. Look the factory the way they come na Songo. Why? Because one gets more terrain within the western rural. Who say votes will be concentrated in terms of development for SLPP and any other political party we think it gets short put.
The advantage of the SLPP.
Nobody need to do anything to you disadvantage. The reality is whatever you do, when APC be there in power, like what I say, and it's by Kuruma be they appoint people like there Robin Fale and other people. Why? Because he wanted to get an advantage in what? In the east. That one is sacrosanct. Anybody within a power, you try for overcome the other terrain for able to get support.
But how build this trust where you self just they confess na say you they do thing where you then a power to you own advantage instead of the people in interest. How political party then go build trust with then kind intents and the way the politician
opposition will be there where we win Falaba. So it tells you you don't only do it when you are in power. We are in opposition when we won Falaba. And most of the votes will get at the north. Now opposition time we get them for form the government, we create retired but not tired Brigadier Julius Mada be in governance where we still go in so. So it tells you if you will camp at the 2023 election, not to just Southeast make Mada win. No, we got plenty votes in the Northwest when I give Mada the power. So it tells you APC could do likewise. They could be in opposition and for instance they get Jagaban now way in strong base where everybody know now from Blama, and Blama is in the heart of the SLPP stronghold, and we know the inroads where they make this. So let's assume Jagaban, for instance, then bring and come closer, whether in any facet, whether they get flag bearer or not, but then bring and come closer and make him, for instance, the campaign manager, like we do to Ali Kaba, for instance. You know, win the flag bearer, but we'll make a campaign manager because we know say he has a word in him and he can do something for us. And then that in support they come in. Waiting go happen to we at the end of the day that part day. Now a suicidal act because of the encouragement we then get to Jagaban. So it tells you any other party can do likewise. Now make if you see for instance with vice president, now a northern man, would they use them for see how they get Potloko heavily. So now they can game then everybody they play when it comes to politics at all time.
All right, continue for the studio, Honorable Moni. We'll come to Bellows. But quickly before come to you, the AG just send some screenshots of the various consultations. So please show some of the screenshots, the way it say in all. And it say these are the last set of consultation there on the subject in October 2025. It say APC was represented by Abdul Kabo and Logus. All other political parties were there, CSOs, all CSOs working in elections and governance space, and media practitioners, including the president of SLAJ, were there, and I went through all of these, and he sent so many other receipts them for sure say a all thorough consultation before the bill reached na parliament, and the political party the way they be going to this bargain bellows. According to them, they be get full representation during the way they do in consultation.
Pictorial evidence they all don't show.
So my question to the AG would be, does consultation equal agreement? Because we're not a touch on Dandy right now, but to get this issue of how to appoint electoral commissioners and consultation, okay, sit down, I decide I take my decision, I tell and I say, oh, I don't sit down more. I don't, I don't ask, I don't listen around, I don't decide, say, Liberty TV, now so almost o'clock now for the breakfast program now. You know mean so now all agree. If I can't present now to fet and complete, again, I am not saying that is what happened, but as I say, the question there would be everybody and consults, they were represented. Was everybody in agreement? Like how them they in agreement? Pan waiting the inside the tripartite agreement. But I'll pack that to the other side. It's interesting, every time they hear about tripartite, and I think that you asked the question about then smaller political parties and all of that, and then go now and consult the smaller political parties, and even within the AG don't say, all other political parties were represented and all of that. But fundamentally, the flaw we me feel say they in the tripartite, it should have never been between the APC and the SLPP. We cannot to them two no more contest election. Everybody na stakeholder. If that conversation was around how 2023 election come out, how we end up at a situation where na government on SLPP and APC no more, they go talk, but we're happy with the election. The other small party, we get 1%, we get 0.0%, they're not concerned. People that will vote for other political parties, or we get a stake in the electoral process, they're not concerned. So I think that was the flaw. And
according to Reverend James Lahai, the coordinator for NEW, he said the tripartite agreement now a selfish agreement. You told the same line?
I think thought should have been given for making a more inclusive process. Because look what's in the happening. And now, for me, the most interesting part of this, where then get a proposal inside the way all man they deny now, or then they say, oh, not so we want no, now two, now be in tie. Then same small political parties they are now waiting, they draw inside on this consultation, waiting, all man don't begin the Allah, then they go and face them inside them automatically, or all of a sudden don't see the relevance. Now in the two parties they will go see them, now in they agree, say, oh, then small political party then they, if you go, you're not able to make any inroads after 2 elections, low pull then come out. How? How do you get to decide for the smaller parties when they were not a part of the consultation? So now the smaller parties then they agitate. But also, for me, why I think it is important that we don't get smaller parties then. Party then they, like a NDA. NDA are not think they don't, honorable you go correct me, I not think they don't ever get MP. But NDA always then gather their own vote too. NDA always from 1996, where me begin the fall election at this country, NDA always has a vote. It means if you need to go into a runoff, you need to go talk to NDA. Let them come on board. You need to engage the smaller political parties then. Let them come on board. If we sit down, we get to a place where we now, they agree. Say the only 2 political parties, and yes, people will argue, say, now 2 political parties, they America, now 2 political parties, now then they, well, UK now, then they get reform and all of that. But those are very mature democracies. As honorable don't talk now, this lack of belief where SLPP then a power, they undo something, APC they ala. Where APC then a power, they undo something, SLPP they ala. Then too they are, they're not able to agree. You not get other half people around the way then go able say, okay, I need for add this per million. Lay a pass you. You left them 2 to them 2 no more. Hey, then 2 political parties, they are what they are. They have their entrenched bases. So me think say that is also a missed opportunity. It's good the AG don't say smaller parties were consulted, but if now they draw them can say, well, how na reach no now say small party there. They're important for the consultation. For some of them laws there, how una gets to that point so una decide say where they're not able to make seats 2 elections, then they able pull. Just quickly, Mabel. Do ya? Are not too sabi maths. So I want the one day they listen, una self we deny, lona work this simple mathematics with me, yeah. Honorable, don't book and down for we don't say 7-7. They don't call I think the sing the boyamba. They don't sing the sing. Then in a 7-7, not so. Yes. Then don't change. Then they propose for change the system now. Say 2/3 in 20% in 2/3. Let we factor in say Bandajuma Panguma in the pass. Where you add 7-7 splits. Khadija there where you add 2 to 7. I must see the give. It don't give you 9. It don't say then get 35% a Western area. So then get 20%, then cross the threshold. Western urban, Western rural. You don't add that the incef. You're not gonna not here too. Where you add that 2 to the 9, how much you don't get? 11. Fantastic. So now we sit down, we look, say 2/3 of 18 districts. Because come up on the 16. Until government can tell we say Bandajuma and Panguma mix again, they know they do it again, we will continue to assume that it will happen. Now 12 now you need. You'd already get 11. You see down how you look. you say, okay, no matter, don't go up, don't candle, APC don't make inroads na Kono, but Kono will always lean invariably with the SLPP. So if you take Kono, with SLPP definitely able to get 20% na Kono, you add 1 to 11, na Amos.
12.
What's the election you win so? You go Falaba.
If you take Kono back, you will already take Kono.
No, but honorable.
But Moyamba Pujong plus Kenema Kono Kaila, 9 form the 7.
9 from the 7?
Yes.
No, I get enough down here for be the 7.
No,
but let us
wait, I mean, now the number of districts, Bobot Moyamba Pujong, now 4, Kenema Kono and Kaila, 9 are the 3 we make as 7.
Low argued, Andy. Granted.
So go for another one now.
Say
for
you take
other.
this Falaba,
good.
So, you take a Idua and inside. They need put locker. They need Bombali. Then can afford not for campaign day. Not for campaign, not put no money. They go argue, say, oh, but our political party go do not campaign. But they can afford to. It means it is an easier path to victory. And this talk, if you follow international media, then America then argue, then they say gerrymandering and everything. That is what it means. It means they give one political party an advantage. Yes, we can take honorable in argument, say, oh, the other side, then say for stretch. Moyamba is for them, they're able to turn for them. Well, until the other party turn Moyamba, we will continue for assume, say, Moyamba is a stronghold. In fact, where they can't span the 7-7, and all left Fanado, it can't Moyamba Kono. So that is the main issue. The reality there is this law as it is, and Adande people, if we want to be genuine and sincere, it creates an easier path to victory for the SLPP.
With the interest of the people or political gains?
Honorable, I go take in your word now. I go quote. I don't say we party they in power. Now for their own interest, the way they show right now, people go begin to say, look, honorable, they take keke, they take. So we can only assume that politicians make decisions for their own political interest. That is all over the world.
But it will in any way improve on service delivery and governance?
No, absolutely
say decentralization?
Not. Service delivery in governance, exactly. Like how you talk and so now decentralization, I ain't get that. No get nothing for do with elections, though. Has absolutely nothing to do with elections. It don't see that, it don't point to things the way they don't do na APC stronghold. Not get for do with anything. No. Yes, they would work better if you decentralize. It don't see that, it don't point to things the way APC do na SLPP stronghold, where APC be there in power. That has to do with decentralization. And then they are in the important conversation, we will not try forget in this country. Yes, we get a decentralization act, but how many of the things are decentralized? They are not. So the electoral system, this electoral system with the politician and the fight for church soup, it is solely for gain power because there is a lot of resources and everything we can with control of power. That is a separate and different conversation from development and decentralization.
But when they go to the people, they can go the explanation, say this now for Epuna. For let we ensure say development reach all side. If one person win 50 plus 1, he get 20% for all. We can power go ensure say it decentralize the service delivery.
Me party then and can pull ink for me back. But I should say you fully aware. Fully aware. Say you get some man. We want woman. So politicians, it's about canvassing, not campaigning. Where they go for go campaign. And let me tell you something. So many people don't attest to the fact say Sierra Leone, they get the leader them where he wants. Fundamentally, I believe as a people, certain true day who know for talk. Say like the example one able make. Where you come in honorable or you know minister, you come they begin take keke, begin take okada, then they say, look, this is not to better man. So you know they go in a power, you see the power don't left you look and I did team up the rates for transport. That is our mindset. What does that mean? It means where would they put two people in a power, one name for good thief. Because the money that they pay honorable, the money that they pay minister, not to better money. These things are public records, not to better money. So if you see them, you they push that person to the extent where you they expect them for thief. Even the demand zone they make una they expect them people and they for go take money we not their own for can give una. It means say that person they way himself see them. Why you say one for each? You know they afraid for kalai pa you. It tell you what if you say need for tell you for lay reach usai reach for lay go do something lay not commode go don't see example say that man he come out in on 9 people and some 9 people and begin cause them. So that is what we are as a people, but that is a separate conversation. As Sierra Leoneans, we need to be willing to have honest conversation. Some person they way gets fantastic ideas. Don't campaign on that party, don't this certain thing the way see talker. And say this not a better person. I'm able to go tell you, if you go campaign right now in village or in constituency, you go clap and clap foot, say, hey, me una no say na me the talk for now, una no say na grow up all things don't in the watcher. Honorable. You can't knock out rest for cook. You can't knock out chop money. The other person where the I like as articulate or as genuine as honorable. Where you think he counts money, he counts boku. Now they go to he's been an MP. He understands some of the dynamics there. So that's not the issue where we get the honesty and the sincerity and the willingness to be able to have certain frank decisions.
All right, honorable.
Yeah, I like my brother is the lawyer, and he talk about evidence-based submission. As far as I know, the 2 districts they talk about now the south or east not come into existence yet, and we not go come tender them as an evidence way it not be considered yet, because this very amendment don't make and say no change, that is major change for happen 24 months to election.
But the minister of
it has not happened. Pronouncing it and taking action.
Cabinets don't approve them.
Yes, it not take place yet. The division not happen yet. And like what I say, now make
let and create the new district and they divide Freetown. You not see them say realistic ahead of the election.
I not see them because you know why? It hinges on the data we go come up from statistics. And the data from statistics, they come way back in 2027. Because at 2026, ending December, now they do the census. And the result of that census will be coming in what?
So they commit
in 2027.
For the Minister of Local Government.
Like I said, in evidence-based, like when we were saying, a waiting day, now they discuss now. The statistics Sierra Leone then date for census now December 2026. The result of that census not going to be available until in 2027. So it tells you no division will be happening in any other way, because the division will happen hinges on waiting the result of that decennial census. Until that happens,
this brief will only reflect that of the Minister of Local Government.
Like what I say, I have been a member of Parliament. I know the processes for let something take effect, and I know what it takes for something to take effect.
Okay.
So him being a minister, he has all his knowledge, but he's an appointee, and I am a politician who has run the rank and file. So what I tell you the processes for say for let this happen, now this force for happen. And you know go do any division or whatever where you not get a data for play with for do that. And the data now will all the wait for the recommendations, so the amendment to they tell you say no major change in election process for happen 24 months lower. It will happen way back.
That means that the declaration not be needed because they're not be getting a data for program.
That is it, because it was just a plan. It was just a plan, and that plan not go take effect until something the way they inform them for take effect. So the minister, yes, okay, let's see how we could do this. Let's see how we could do this. Then thoughts, then they come around, and out of zealousness, he pronounce some 1 or 2 occasions, then way they do engagement on consultation. But
that cannot be out of zealousness, because I think where it say it take to cabinets and cabinets approve.
Yes,
a highest body like Dande cannot approve thing where somebody just sit them by himself and think.
Plenty thing and they will not approve. We still they will not even come and alarm light it, because every week cabinet they meet, and when they meet they have topics to discuss. And then topics in the way they discuss now the well-being of this country they discuss. And they look at it now on a scale. Which one do we bring first? Which one second? Which one third? So the minister coming to say, I have taken this to Parliament and Parliament has given me consideration. Remember not to even get the power for do the waiting, the pronouncement of declaring then the streets, then the president in consultation with other people. In fact, the consultation may even include and they as waiting as a minister. So it tells you from the president, we know you read at it. And because we know you read at it, we need a tender run as an evidence. Like my brother is a specialist in law. In no say now the evidence where you get, now you the tender for lay courts look into them and see how they go judge you better. So the president will get a mandate the not pronounce and yet, and since he not pronounce and yet, I don't want to use in this discussion. Me, I use the current existing district for do me analysis. Say yes, for a party to win, you go for don't get this kind inroads of 4 extra. Now your opponent in space. Just remember your opponent gets 7. You need 4 for go pull it for can add for your 7 for get 11. That is what we're looking at.
All of them discussion there. Amending the 1991 constitution, especially with camper electoral reforms, come about because of what happened during 2023 elections. And now the proposed amendments in the 1991 constitution don't come out. It get for do with electoral reforms.
No.
And it bring more confusion, if I can say.
The amendment not come about from 2023. If you follow like what you do
2023 election,
no, where you do your intro, you talk about Justice Kawan, you talk about Peter Tucker. Don't you talk about
honorable they reform there for let tripartite day, recommendation day, implementing recommendation born out of the issues we come up from 2023 election.
Peter Tucker don't talk way back about proportional representation. Justice Kawan don't talk way back about proportional representation.
What are they trying for say? The tripartite committee say
now just one of the lot. Now
yes,
they try for say
they want for go back and also the issues then come on when it comes to election disagreement.
Yeah.
Now that make the tripartite come. Then sit down, they agree on what in the say go solve the issues. Now it don't come to the public through the gazette, it don't go to parliament through the privilege. But still confusion day. And if he left as it is so, the main aim for solve all of the issues that can happen after elections, then go achieve them.
One thing we need for now, there's a holistic plan of changing the 1991 constitution because my lawyer brother and I go testify say plenty issues that don't come up where they raise problem when it comes to the 1991 constitution. And the tripartite recommendation now just one of them thing in the where the constitution silence about like one part like we talk now consultation. The message around consultation say the president consult the 1991 constitution. My brother go testify get a provision where they say nobody not for inquire into the consultation whether the president did it or not. Like very constitution I make that provision. So the question around consultation don't emerge way back and now waiting this amendment try for do form the 2023 recommendation we don't bond the tripartite. Now they say okay, this constitution has been a problem, let's have a chat committee. This chat committee for go carry it for we 3 people them and then 3 people they are now from them now the president they choose. Initially the president get 8 million for choose from
committee with them propose there's already a disagreement on order for select the people wait for them at the search committee.
Already the amendment don't show the institutions them. And the institutions, the way they show, it very clear say legal representation.
But the way they go into the agreements, they say no, so that's them be agree for, not so that's them.
No, if you look at the tripartite recommendation, even the tripartite recommendation, no point who for do the appointment of the chat committee. Me and you know that we don't read them. So fine.
But
so you not go for left and so.
The proposed amendment now they give the powers to His Excellency.
Now make parliament today now because even the tripartite left arm open, and because the tripartite left arm open, the amendments go for get them to somebody where na info do am. And now if parliament deems it fit that yes this was the intention, let's try to see how we could take this committee away from the president appointing them. Let we just send the body into the legal unit, and that's going to born another problem. Because if you look at, for instance, now the lawyer them, we get the law society, we get your bar association. Who that then go select? We not go raise another issue. So, like I said, for every solution there's a possible problem, because at the end of the day, lawyer society go and say we they send in Basita Michael. The bar association go and say we they send in Tuma Jabi. The moment you do that, they don't brand this, they don't brand this. So it all boils around the sincerity and honesty what they talk about. Because let's say we go to the media now, because the recommendation also makes room for a media practitioner. Let's assume say they can't take Mabel. Wait till then go say, Mabel, all man know say Mabel, na this, na that. Or then go take Asthma James. We know what thing go happen. So any side where you link, people they don't get brand where they don't associate to people them. So it tells you at every quarter there must be some questions that will be raised on issues. But within pertinent in all this, a chat committee will be selected. And it doesn't matter who selects this chat committee. Within matter to me, now the sincerity and honesty of this chat committee for make sure say the one day where they go choose that three really be people and way match up to the expectation of Sierra Leoneans. For instance, if the chat committee
select the search committee, because now used to do earlier say we party in a power, always see they do not to your own advantage. So there is no way a president go select a search committee will go be to in disadvantage.
Now, like what I tell you, if now president don't select the chat committee, what I tell you say the issue silence over it. Now this chat committee come, then can't take a Tuma Jabi. Automatically another problem is going to emerge. Let's even assume president does not appoint the chat committee, like when the bill in a parliament now, the bill able to redefine for other than for appoint the chat committee, and that very chat committee can take Mara and make her waiting the legal representation. A question is going to emerge. So there will always be an issue emerging from the situation there. So now make us say the entirety issue lies with those chat committee waiting at the credence where they go levy to the process for make sure say then do a thorough process and get we clean individual way. For instance, if that chat committee go bring 3 individual and inside the Paran Uman Tarawali did for big commissioner, oh my God, this country will just be something else. Or the chat committee go bring Bundu, where be there as APC majority leader in the parliament as waiting as a nominee for a electoral commission. You know what that is going to be. So it all boils around the sincerity and honesty of them people. They are not who that appoint them. Now how then go can give credence to whatever job they will be assigned to do, and how they will make sure say they able to select the people who will be necessary for bring peace and harmony in Sierra Leone.
Honorable, from your own view, you believe say this simple majority threshold where the government through the AG office they propose go make the country get a free, fair elections next election?
I believe that strongly, because it don't make them very easy for say yes. You cannot just win by waking up and get a 50+1 we will be done by any party. But now you need the 20% right around the country for able to bring them in. Because remember, they not just say you forget the 20%. Now just like waiting you forget in up to this district, but in other areas you still need percentages because the campaign right across. So the reality here is, yes, I do believe that it will bring the kind of sincerity and honesty that we need in an election, and any party we win go no say yes, I won out of the good faith and out of inclusivity in the entire country.
Sincerity and honesty. Let me just bring the same question to the governance experts. You agree with what Honorable say this 50+1% in belief say go bring this sincerity and honesty in elections if the country able for adapter and go by them. You agree?
I disagree vehemently. Because in all of this, what's missing from this conversation? Na ECSL in rule. Anyhow, turn this election, this say this now you need for win, and now you need for win. At the end of the day, the body we get the mandate for handle with elections. If then go, they fumble, or they release results in a less than transparent way, or they release results we need for lead back to another tripartite or whatever, and they receive worldwide condemnation, save for 1 or 2 exceptions, then we still have a problem. And I think for me, then they are missing, but all we till they do so. When they bring the issue around the appointment of electoral commissioners. Oh, now how would on they? 2007 elections, SLPP Allah, they had a problem. 2012, they had an issue. 2018, APC Allah. 2023, Olma Allah, and not to APC, no Allah. Olma Allah. I think that tells us that there's a problem with the ECSL. And me no one for believes in the administrative wing of the ECSL. I believe it is the political wing of the ECSL. And the political wing is appointed by our political leaders. The irony in all of this, we honorable they talk, is that we they talk about how for strengthening with democracy, build with democracy, all man get belief, all man get confidence. Why are we looking at somebody or a group of people selecting? Them body, they are the institutional body. If you want a representative from Sludge, leave it to Sludge to vote. Make it clear that they will vote, and whoever gets the majority. Now, so democracy they work. But if we vote, if we deny, look me, look you, kojuma koju, we see that we put something to the floor, na 3 votes one side. I like a vex from ya komote go kailaun. Now, so na decide do. Now, me no win that vote day. Now, like delegates business no more. Where you go, you this and that. Delegates, why all the first day? If you make transparent process for delegates, you go, you get you 4 votes. You don't say, una eat me money for nothing. Una no votes for me. But why are we trying to select? And I'm glad the maybe we point out, say, it don't say politicians. They make decision in their own interest. Hey, but this country, let us accept certain realities. No, well, what's in the, no, they against them. It's in the benefits them. Now, let we accept certain things. Me and I make us say certain conversations. We just get for be willing for agree as a union and say, now this way na day. It not mean say bad. If we agree say na this way they sometimes we don't agree. We they able say okay, wait this so how they able still but always things scatter so how they able move go before. The reality is the president sitting up there in a divided and polarized society. You see in CSF way they talk, he able give names them of people who allegedly branded. We not get any evidence so, but na so salon they work and don't brand all man. That president since SFO sit up yonder, he able to sit there look, he say this person, if I put an yonder, he not the work in me interest too, because this person he not ever talk for me, not ever side for me. So why it still compounds the problem of having to choose. What are the odds that when the president sit down for choose, they go sit down and choose a hardliner way opposed to in government, way opposed to in government in policies, then they for put and for balance the scale. That is not something ordinarily politicians will do because it is political suicide. So for avoid all that question and that doubt, you want something from Sludge? Una go to an elections, una vote. If una go vote, na Khadija na incommode. If una go vote, na Nasrallah na incommode. If una vote na SLPP card carrying member na incommode, except if the law don't preclude person with old card not for the day. But na incommode, it means na democracy. Na so democracy don't work.
Bellows, from your views where you hold this morning, it clearly shows all of these laws where the politician and they push now forget political advantage, not in the interest of the nation.
Politics and forgets power and political advantage. That is something where people need for understand.
Also, then they carry the citizen there along because some of these laws, the constitution, it belong to the states. Not a one man get them. So if they make any change inside that law, they supposed to carry everybody along, not for just for the interest of one group of people who come together forming a political organization where get their own ideology, we not reflect that of the entire country.
And that is where referendums come in. But at the end of the day, we only say na entrenched clauses na info go to a referendum. Because the only way you take this away from the political class and say, let all man get his say. What all man believe, it's not even by... You dey consult some man in a farm, you dey work in a farm. You dey consult some man get medical emergency, he travel. Even a parliament, honorable go tell you, say, Sunday then the person don't go on assignment, and they let votes be ena. You know they day. But when we have things like this, and we go to a referendum, you will choose not for go vote on that referendum. It left to you. You're not able to argue. But you have a say. That is the only middle ground. Because if we still sit down now, this lack of belief it is so predominant now with society. New laws them. Not a change more. But la also cancel waiting honorable may they say about the evidence with it before we. Honorable very familiar with the legislative process. You know say we think como cabinet. Now to then the big host, now they go, the reverse come up bien. And I do not hold the view that the Honorable Minister of Local Government, he wake no more, he get fine dream for Salah, the country go wake, he can't talk this thing, he bam. And I also do not assume that na lie don't they lie, we say this thing don't go cabinet and all of that. I can tell you that if you sit down, you go back to conversations around that. The starting point is that the midterm census, we say Keneman are the most populous districts in this country. Now, in laid the foundation for them 2 new districts there. This census will depend. No get nothing for do. Midterm census don't tell we say Keneman them bokute they need for plita. This census no get. This census where they can no knows district in they can give. But that midterm census they na inform this.
But for Honorable, sure say according to waiting as a lawmaker, based on all waiting they happen and waiting the constitution say about touching or changing anything ahead of the elections, that pronouncement the way the Minister of Local Government make dividing Freetown, adding new districts na Pujon and Moyamba, not na a non-starter.
You see the speed with this constitutional amendments bill? That's the thing about government. When government wants to be effective, they're effective now full speed. This will be done, they will get out to see from how long they don't talk. You said don't talk from Peter Tucker, they one and they all cowan. I must say I don't stall. Where government say this will the total they can't go before. Now full speed. Now, if we they run on the assumption that this thing it don't go cabinet, it don't get cabinet approval, the next phase now for go parliament, let parliament go decide. This amendment bill say we forget elections in November. 24 months to in November 2028 elections. Now November 2026. So which month will they pass?
They say the data where they suppose for use according to the law. Now they already come out from this 2026 census. And where that data they go be ready by 2027.
On the midterm census. We all know the midterm census we get in your issues where APC say will not participate and therefore this happened, that happened.
But government stands by that census deal. Like now APC they complain about that census day.
But last week they confirmed
then they use now in the base for 2026
available to them, and according to them, what's available until a new one come. So if new one okay it now what's available to them. But like what they say, because of their recommendation, we don't come up from the tripartite and other recommendations. One thing we do around them now have to bring sanity and peace for Sierra Leone. And the crux of the discussion around them now that anything where we don't get series of issues around, let we shred them off, let we see how they bring in new thing them, we go build the country in peace, we go build the country in harmony. So I don't think they are now government they move towards. Now I make, like what I say, this amendment, they now in parliament, for let parliamentarians look at them, then get the power for either add or reduce, because when we look at the stage the work can take na the legislative committee, we read word by word, sentence by sentence, and see say we include the expert them. For instance, most time we bring in Didi Thompson, because for instance one of the arguments they are around interreligious communities, and me say the register and the lexim with the form interreligious na council, not to community, but through the draft they don't put the community. Parliament go for look at and say, you know what, no, it was not supposed to be community but council, because we have interreligious council. Then correct that.
So I'm glad the way they talk say the thing way for the peace and cohesion and all thing. Here's the irony. The tripartite agreement says if we for peace and cohesion, we then don't come inside it and don't fall out. All things don't scatter. So where is the agreement? Where is the one word? Because, if in they say, Foley will move forward, will go now make this tripartite come and all thing, then get agreement. Now, the one participant, the agreements don't come and say, not so this will grow. It means fallout don't already day. But, again, on this issue of the 2 new districts, past honorable one for tell me, say, in your conviction is that the 2026 census, it go radically different from 2021 census. But if stats alone don't tell we say now the starting points that one day, now the base, and now the points and the way they make about the constitutional review committee they would don't get over the past, where they say na tripartite carry term, in say no, not to tripartite. Yes, he does have a point. But the fact remains that now then committee then they then commission in the now then have been the starting point. Now then take the look, then fiscal inside this tripartite, now in they make the agreement there. So, if midterm census, where government then stand by them, they ready for its bread for them. APC wants and go and allow whoever wants and go and allow government is convinced that they did the right thing, the data is correct. If you don't use that one day as a base, how the one way they come after that day, they radically different. It means you they say problem in there with that day. And they have already said problem not depend on day. Why they build house? If you build house, you lay the foundation so. Why they can put block? Na pantap they put block. Oh. You know they lay this foundation so, it is so, we ready for put block, the house they can't turn so. It's not possible. So that is, for me, Nayanda, the fundamental issue, therefore, that there's going to be a disagreement around that census, but putting that to the side, my own understanding is that this Bandajuma and Panguma was informed based on the number. We all see the number, not to Kenema Bokupa Solsai. So it means a reason day for please Kenema. This not get nothing for do with them. So for me, the only thing with me they focus.
That data they be credible.
Well, government say credible. Everybody else say there's a problem with that data. But as you say, now governments and they advance some of them things there. If they stand by it, they want to move forward with it. Start salon don't canaya, then not encourage nobody panda talk day. Then swear by that data day. It means it is what they are going to use. So for me, the only thing with me they pay attention pa are that 24 months. It's not January. We get to November yonder. We see this one. If you see this one can pass just now. The speed way down they carry on, as I say, when government wants to be effective, it is effective. Oh. Now when government someone for be effective, na in boku bureaucracy the day, na in stumbling block the day, but there is so much time for pass and go. But come back to the starting point in all of this conversation. Again, I will say a couple of things. One, me now somebody I know say are vehemently opposed to the tripartite, but I feel say it was the wrong approach. First and foremost, me never believe say there was need for the tripartite. I think it is a serious indictment on the body them where the law give approval for determine electoral disputes. It means it don't take away the legitimacy from them, because at the end of the day, what happens if we go into 2028 election? Go commode back, confusion commode. Do we go to court or do we go to tripartite? Or do we bring round table and bring all the other smaller party then who can talk price pan the election, we agree, say, okay, this one we don't make so. We have set a framework now for alternate dispute resolution where the law not provide for. That is an aside. The tripartite, I stand to be corrected, not get anything inside them where the electoral observation missions them not all recommend over the years. At the starting point, per all dandy. Then just take, so essentially, you know, say over the years, governments and successive governments, then they pick and choose, they make, so now, then collate, then the one that will be predominant in this 2023, then can they advance them, then send them forward. But it still does not settle the problem of this week country, the politics, day by day, then political parties there, then get them base them, outside then gets them base. These political parties are centered or then based mostly now around ethno-regional lines. So if that is a given, how do we work within the system that we have? When I go talking back, long life for everybody, this goes to, get for solve the problem.
So what thing you go say to the members of parliament for be cautious of, because they are the same politicians we're talking about here. When I did this particular document, they now and then go for make a decision on them. What thing you go tell them for be cautious of whilst they do that?
My own advice to the MPs go be for always remember say, law, they make them for today. When you make law, it's like I always say, me now one person, every time they appoint somebody to certain integrity institutions, and I hear people they talk, say, na system man, or that man they play by the system, or that man they play ball. I said, then they presuppose say that ball where they na your foot, lost some more. Because if you put someone where they play ball, where you lost that ball, other man take the ball. They play ball with that same person there. So let the MPs understand that this law where they before them, it might look like it's a quick fix for 2028. But successive elections and successive years, generations even yet unborn, it get for affects them.
Quickly, before we come to Honorable Muniro, the minority leader in parliament don't make a very strong statement during the first day where the AG go do presentation at the privilege. Say if they not follow procedures, then they accuse themselves from the entire process. And the SLPP alone not get 2/3 majority in a parliament. And for you already don't say if you dey like this, so you need to solve the problem. What are the dangers we lie ahead, especially amending a constitution?
We don't in this country, we don't see what happens where, in fact, the members of parliament then already make, especially the speaker then, very clear to we say that we don't understanding of what's in that 2/3 of members of parliament mean. It's different. We have been in this country, we don't see situations where they say 2/3, then the interpreter and 2/3 of members present. So we mean say if you go on official assignment, you not count. Other factions and they say no, if it be 2/3 of the totality. We don't see voting and get secret ballots and get ballots by affirmation. The ayes have it, the nays don't have it, and all of that. I would say the danger there, and it's unfortunate that Nanda would not reach. Because yes, the APC and King decide, say, then they accuse themselves. Does that solve a problem? Do we have consensus on what the agreement is of that 2/3? Say now 2/3 of all man, so if APC then pull themselves, that 2/3 not they reach, or is it 2/3 of other present inside the hall? So if you then do, now all don't come on do, the one they will left inside and take 2/3 of them, then pass. That is the difficulty we are faced with. So I would hope, and see, Honorable, don't talk now, in the interest of all things, given that this is a very topical issue, that everything where they happen with this amendment be above board, it be transparent. Me, if they get with the one way MP then they go vote secret ballots because they have a right. They're able to elect, not just honorable, not for done by secret ballots. If finally the people of this country see Jaran, either they go vote for this, either they go vote against that. If they are representatives, now vote for them. Now send them go there. Why now for make decision for we on we behalf? If I can't hide. If I even have a way, that is one proposal I would make. That's the MP they left for the vote by secret ballots. Last year, I no say me MP was saying, this you don't vote the way we not expect them for vote. Next time, me know they vote for you. But do ya lady MP the member say, so for today, now for tomorrow, they see people and they sit down and they allow the 1991 constitution, these people and don't interpret in some way, then don't use them in wisdom, way it not be accounts for. If we they come to a place now, where would they look for solidify and entrench this divide where they will go past law, where from civil society your own perspective, not reflective of waiting the people they want. If we get an agreement, a tripartite agreement, one of the partisans to that agreement, they don't say, me not agree not so this will be in tie. Now you want don't go lose bargain. Yes, the AG, they say they don't do consultation, they mid pandemic meeting. My question was, consultation is it equal to agreement? If there's such a fundamental difference on this legislation, first and foremost, I don't even know why they rush. This 55%, it works. It is not the problem, not to the law get the problem. It is our politics now get the problem. Reducing the threshold is not going to solve anything. And I maintain that 2/3 of that 20% in 2/3 of the district, me go count the 2 districts with DBN. Honorable in say, no go count them one then day. Me go count them. It gives the SLPP an easier path to victory. That would be the standard argument. But me go also want to admonish the SLPP say, hey, strongholds can flip. Side outside you abop, then they disappoint you. Politics na biscuits. Usa you know they feel say the courts, now they the courts. People and don't deny our way, then don't come for contest election, they alla gaya, they make all kind noise. We then go then see say, even inside their own party, delegates, the neighbor get them. So let them members say, where then they make them law there, where they might think say, go they in their interest, if they favor them. If the tables turn, they say, we they make law as government, not make law no more for we in a power. Make her for we the opposition. Because that law where you make, and we'll get examples abound from one party state to so many things. Where you make and if you say they in office or you propose them, we power left you. We the opposition, and they say they realize say, and when I ask them question, then they say, why you know me they complain within a government, within opposition, I they complain, and nobody will listen.
All right. Honorable, Bellows believes say all of them proposal there, especially August for the simple majority as a threshold for winning the presidential election, not to solve the problems.
Well, there are always bound to be issues after every solution, because principles that don't make it clear say, if you solve the problem for go school with bicycle, the next minute you go begin think say for pedal art, you go need Okada. If you get Okada, the next minute you go begin think something different. But one thing we need for make clear now, two submissions that happen on the day of the pre-leg na parliament. One, the submission from the minority leader winner Abdul Kabu. He make can clearly say, whatever we are doing today, if you think you are being protected, just know say you're not going to be protected forever. That was something very, very pertinent. And the other submission, now the AG Duam. The AG make can clear say, what you've seen entering parliament might not be the same thing you see leaving parliament. In other words, this amendment is subjected to changes, because once it is there now, plenty other issues from conversations the way they emerge, from position papers the way don't come out, therefore influence certain provisions the way already did. It's not go for go and come on like it go. No, if that is the process, then there is no lawmaking process. Because when it goes to parliament, parliament go for look at them with different lens, inviting different form of group for council say yes, then contribute, and then contributions then take effect. Now that not the underline. But one thing we clearly now the fact that this amendment get plenty goodies. Yes, today we primarily focus now for talk on the 50+1 and the 20% where the amendment don't propose. But for instance, we don't enact law in this country where we do the GWE Act, we do the Public Elections Act, we give percentages to women. But that was never factored in the 1991 Constitution. This amendment don't come for capture. And the other thing, the 1991 Constitution be done, what would they say, cascade an individual totally. Because once you have been found wanting for a crime committed, you go on, you sentence, you done. The 1991 Constitution will say no more again. You forget any closer access to power. Now assume say wait till them catch you for not to corruption, not to thief, not to nothing. But just because them don't found you wanting, if you don't bad you. But this amendment and now say no. If you don't go serve, you don't come on 5 years, you don't reform, because we they call we by now correctional center. Therefore don't get you reformed. The law they now say therefore it will reintegrate you into it in society, and society forgive you all the privileges back where you need if you're able to contest back an election. This amendment don't reduce the term limit from that of 1 year to 6 months resignation, where we don't become series of issue. This amendment don't cater for make sure say yes, people and they will get everything it takes for able to serve Sierra Leone, but because they don't left salon, they don't go take other citizenship, let we give them room. So this amendment they now say for appointment positions, not for MPO, not for president too. For appointment position, let we get that leeway, let the president get in mandate for appoint people where he believes say gets the propensity for can serve. This amendment get that decision where they say, okay, most time we see president they add the term limit from one point to another. Let's get a fixed election date. Yes, we get question around the date, whether it is selected in good faith in terms of the month that is selected. But at the end of the day, that is another good thing, because once we have it fixed, like how it happen in America, every November in the 4 years, election happen, January the new government take place. Nothing thing there one see, and the good thing then that way this amendment don't make clearly. In fact, we get 165. We also talk about the police. Plenty time the police and the military, where 165 and the 168 or 7 don't also make and say they as individual not for be seen in any way being partisan, because from the man we can't train them after the war, he called the waiting force for good. And plenty times where we do opposition, we see how we don't cry down the police in every facet. In fact, Lima we see Usai for take a court. The same Motokano day. all that happen, we cry till we don't get the power. At the same time, we don't need the power, opposition they cry. So now let there be a law where they guide them. This amendment don't capture that. So the percentage, yes, the spirit behind it now for make sure say every party where they win, you win with the mandate and support from their area they are where the law no say if you get them, it will be good not only for you but for the country as a whole. Now I make we for accept her in good faith, like way me brother rightly say, it is now before Parliament. Parliament they look at them. Anyone where they think say not good for this country because like people can look at law no more say now for we the politician they would do. No law is made for a politician because you the politician today can be a non-politician tomorrow.
Right.
Because at the end of the day you are an ordinary citizen out of your service. So whatever laws you make will reflect or captures you in menace at the end of the day. That is the good part where this amendment don't carry it. And after the process, once we conduct an election in 2028, we go now come holistically for see how we go look at the 1991 constitution proper and get a new constitution where go stand the other test of time for decades to come.
Honorable, let me just look at few messages them way people don't send. The first one they take from Facebook, they come out from Brown Junior Brown. They say this country now only God gets for help we one by one now. But politician won't help this country again, brah. Now for just suffer the masses.
All right, we look at more messages. This one from Sembe Pierre is say, people of Sierra Leone, please don't allow a change to 50+1. That majority of you do not understand. There is something cooking. No disaggregated data for the last elections. 50+1 electoral system include potential minority rule, lack of broad support, increased polarism, strategic voting, and the risk of frequent fraudulent runoffs. People of Salon, be wise, beware, be thoughtful.
Sheku Mansare from YouTube, they say, according to Honorable Muniro, in another platform, they're supposed to vote on 2/3 of members present in Parliament, which is not only deceitful but reasonable. The end justify the means.
This from Victor Akomengot is say it has already been concluded that there is a growth in the population in the south and east to warrant 2 new districts. The constitution does not refer to the Senate census. These districts will be created using statutory instruments.
The 50%+1 presidential threshold is good in principle because it strengthens legitimacy and national unity. However, many Sierra Leoneans question the sincerity of our politicians in promoting it.
All right, this one from Ronald Beresford, Georgetown. He said its tripartite was a failure from the onset as not all political parties were represented and the SLPP wasn't going to give way to the APC to tell me what's good. So tell me what's good has come from it but waste of time and money.
The current president of the Republic of Sierra Leone should be appointed by the government of the day, subject to parliamentary approval. I disagree. The idea civil society should nominate candidates of their choice.
Aruna Davis say, Honorable, the Minister of Local Government never considered the census data to create new districts. When he was on Liberty TV, he told us that you don't need census results to create new localities. The government is using the proposal made by the former president in 2012. When he was in Parliament.
Suleiman Kamara on YouTube, they say timing matters. When big constitutional changes come close to election, it looks strategic, not patriotic. Selective support politician often supports the 50%+1 rule only when it favors the party.
Mohamed Koromade say, what is missing in our conversation is the fact that we relied on what external players shout about without questioning their intentions of why we are discrediting our own procedures. We should run our governance system in our own way.
Konotri on YouTube, they say if they care about the people, why does Parliament not face the people every 2.5 years? With that, we can bring accountability to Parliament and the President. We demand more local control.
Kamara Mohammed Ibrahim say we still prefer the 55%. Please don't bring a confusing electoral system to us.
The last one, when we go take, they say the Chief Justice in the US is appointed by the President subject to Senate approval. The Bank Governor of the Federal Bank is appointed by the President.
All right, this one from Musa Balature. It said these are some of the factors that ignited the war in the country because politicians always enact laws and policies that suit their interests instead of considering that of the citizens who they serve.
All right, quickly, Bokari Ramara. Why the APC and SLPP are not speaking against the deregistration clause of political parties that is set to disadvantage smaller parties? This shows how greedy they are and want to kill our democracy. From their messages, then they quickly who they come to you. Ibrahim, then we end up to Honorable.
I think me will just say if na survey for me to do from the message who I don't read, it is clear what the views of the people are. I hope that our legislative representatives within our parliament then go listen to their constituents, then go act in good faith, and then go remember say at the end of the day, if then people are not able to run after themselves, then conscience them. A few more things so I would like to add. Honorable mention all the other good things we dey inside this proposed amendment. But we're all familiar with the saying about one rotten apple or one bad fish. That is the problem. And that we don't see in this case. But also a few other things, you know, I mentioned they didn't reduce the 1 year to 6 months in saying as good, me say as catastrophic. Election at 2028, so people don't begin to crisscross the country already. The feds for symbol, we are 2.5 years away. The president not sit down find himself. In fact, in people in our government cabinet, I should say people don't say, oh, na fitia na disrespect, because the man not even sit down, rest fine for 1 the pad and don't begin the feds for replace them. But that is an aside. Where you reduce now to 6 months, possibly in a public service, it means say there and a half akara taxpayer money where they pay when I the person collect for go put by in politics. So I think the 1 year. Then they even, it's okay. But we know say politics in this country, they don't begin long time before the elections. I also think you mentioned the issue of, you know, posting if they know they don't serve in sentence and everything. We don't say na correctional facility and all. Here's my view. Corruption is a choice. Not all my way in our government corrupt. It is a choice you make. As you say, don't use yourself as example. Where in serve, not fit for enriching self. Yes, there are people like him who then go talk, people will get within and they say now. But my assumption would be from what he don't say, and the fact that he go serve in people there in good conscience. They like it today, thank you no day. But he made a choice. Not for involved by Yuki. He made a choice, not for be part of any deal where they make a pack FOMO to Kana us right now, so they're not go get within self for teller. So my view, possibly mix pan corruption. We don't make that choice today. Some amount of the money the way they read today, say some person, he don't eat or he don't disappear in a budget. Hey, but yeah, that person they, even if he don't go correct and all now, they are go do business. Let find out aside, let it go. And finally, I would want to say, dear, in all of them conversations there, where would they get? Let everybody recognize, say, we're all stakeholders. We should all have a say. The mistake we don't they make most often na this country now for say, oh, me another day, I not be seen. We go take the AG by in word, we say this thing and not set in stone. We go parliament, it able change. So dear, you sabi you councillor, you sabi you MP, you sabi you mayor, you sabi anybody we connected with the with his phone and then a WhatsApp group, there send message they tag them. I say let them go cause person, you know. But let people they understand. If you get your MP number from today now, we begin to send a message. Send a message, let you know how you feel.
All right. Thank you, Bellows.
Yeah, I want to tell the Texas them plenty, thank you. That don't show say indeed communication they take place because when we talk, then they respond to we. But I want to let people let me rest assured say whatever law is made for the interest of the country. Yes, politicians might use that law for advantage themselves. But the reality here is, like when my brother say, everything you do out of choice. But if you are there today, just know tomorrow you will not be there. For instance, maybe the day as honorable, today another day as honorable. I'm within the same constituency that I was living, and I'm still there, now being governed by another person. Whatever I don't do now, if not be bad I do, that bad they could reflect on me today. So whatever laws we are making, let's do it for the interest of the country and not for self. Me na that go say, like what the text and say, let we make sure say we get the sincerity aspect, like we don't talk anaya. And I want reaffirm say the district for now not created yet, and until that happens, we should not bring it as a focus into this process.
Right.
The process now we day before election, the parliament, now the 16 districts, and now we look at when this amendment is before parliament.
All right, many thanks, gentlemen. Who wanna join with this morning? Una can help with the mathematics, how this simple majority get for work. Una analyze them. I sure say a lot of people have been confused, don't get a clear understanding now. We then talk about simple majority plus 20% votes of certain districts them na the country, then go understand what in this mean. We still there into the conversation there. As we all know, it don't go through pre-leg, it don't go through the first reading. Anytime Parliament can call for second and third reading, and then go debate them and make the necessary amendments them. Now the 1991 Constitution, where mainly they speak to the electoral reforms. We go continue for bringing experts' opinion them, because as a public interest media, we self get the responsibility for raise awareness and educate una we audience them for know waiting a constitutional amendment and waiting at some of them law there where they want for change inside the country in 1991 Constitution. Now, how they end this edition of the Breakfast Show. Many thanks to una who don't join we. You will add your voice, you will send you message, you're not able to read them. Apologies. But I sure say the guest there, if not question, and we'll go through the comment section later and try for respond. To the entire team, Al-Hassan Koma will lead the production team. We give support to Musa Sao Koma will lead the technical team. One for say many thanks. Emina Khadija Bangura they say, have a good day.
All right, till we meet again, Mabel Kabade say have a good day and stay out of trouble. Goodbye.
Charge me also always get lights me picking and able for study me now super kaiba enjoy I for enjoy
yes so plenty super kaiba don't boss Orido Punado the mega campaign all over the country when they turn all man to super kaiba don't die and star 500 ash for activate the super kaiba offer and talk boku or die and ash 144 ash or use Maxit for pay with orange money anytime, any side, and stand chance for win. Super prize them every week. Let's solar kit them. Okada generator, and every month one person will win keke or in they give you the power for build your life, support your family, and better your community. You self can live this Super Kaiba life.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Right Move. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Right Move Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Right Move, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Right Move Engineering and Construction, building quality, building trust, building the future.
Egun.